Hello, Linda here again, JewelleryMaker. Now today we have a beautiful kit. It's really stunning. One of the pieces I've made is this, which I think is such a gorgeous necklace. Very freeform, very easy to make, but I think using those stunning little crackle quartz drops and these absolutely beautiful, let me flip that one round, you should not be there, you should be there. Stunning shell mother of pearl flowers, which are amazing, and can you see just nestling inside those flowers is a beautiful peridot coloured Swarovski, which is actually attached to a head pin. So you've got a Swarovski peridot coloured head pin in these kits, which I think is amazing and just turns beautifully with the gold and this sort of winter white of the flowers. Right, to make this design, you will need your round nose pliers, your flat nose pliers, and some cutters as far as tools go. And you need to take, this is a 1mm gold gold plated copper wire. I've taken about a metre, okay? So I think a metre is about right, because it does eat the wire somewhat with all the coils. Now to begin, take our round nose pliers, and at the very end of the wire, just pop your round nose pliers in, bearing in mind your round nose pliers act like a ring mandrel would. It's a mandrel where you've got a small hole if you use the very tip, going to its maximal hole right up here by your hand. So I'm going to go about halfway down, and I'm just going to pop in my plier, and then I'm just going to lift and coil back. Now I'm leaving that there like that because that is going to act basically as a simple loop, and I'm going to be able to open it to attach to the chain for around the neck. Then you pop your pliers back in, and again this is where the beauty of the round nose pliers comes into force, because you can use the whole length, the whole gradient of this mandrel. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to twist and twist like into a figure of 8. Okay, then I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to bring it on the top, pop it back where it fits and bring it round, pulling the wire away from me, flattening it somewhat, and see what we've got now. We've got the beginning part here, what we're going to attach the chain to, and then we'll close that up and we're starting to get this little filigree. So I'll pop my pliers back and coil around, pulling hard on the residue, and then again popping my round nose pliers back in, twisting them round, and then that's a sort of slightly larger a ring there. You can tidy that up somewhat by just pulling, and periodically you can flatten that a little. You see that's coming along quite nicely now. It's like a, that would make a lovely earring finding. It's coming up what I call sort of bubbles. If you're in the swimming pool and you blow bubbles, the bubbles come up to the surface. So that is the inspiration, is bubbles. And keep on, I'm going to go right down to the base of the round nose pliers there, and twist all the way around, push down and keep going. You'll find that you will actually get a nice curve, and it's up to you when you think you have enough of this sort of filigree look. It can be short, you can use it to drop from as a pendant, so you could drop from all of these sort of jump ringy type of points. Can be used in many ways. So when you finish doing that, you finish off in exactly the same way. So I've got one here I've just made. So at the end, we've just got here just a single round that will open. Okay, and that will be to attach our chain to when we're finished. Now coming to attach the flowers, I have got 5 flowers on mine. I've got 2 of the larger variety and then 3 of the small variety. Now See these beautiful head pins here with that gorgeous, 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 gorgeous peridot coloured Swarovski crystal there. I mean, that just as an earring, as a drop, is beautiful. But what I'm going to do is pop it through the centre of my flower and let the flower drop down to where that little peridot crystal stops it. Then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold the flower flat, right, and with I've got my thumbnail here against the head pin. I'm just going to push slightly with my thumbnail just to compromise the wire, and with my finger right on top of the flower, push that head pin right back. Okay, so you can see there's actually no neck coming up out of the flower itself. It's that residue head pin is completely flat. Then I'm going to take my cutters and I'm going to trim it to about just under 1 centimetre. Get rid of that residue. And then taking my round nose pliers about 1 centimetre down the plier, okay, so you can't feel any residue there. And then just do a simple loop all the way back, pop it back actually where it fits, and then ease it down so that you have got a really nice simple loop attached, sort of like a little button effect. All you have to do now is to take your flat nose pliers now, open up that, only open it a tiny little bit, and it will go round and round and round in circles. It takes a bit of concentration, particularly, I've made such a good loop there, I can't find which side it opens. There it is. Right, now slightly open your wrap loop and just bring it through a quarter turn, okay, and hold it in place. Take the frame that you've just made and then pop the flower into any of those loops there. It's a bit of a fiddle, but it works. Okay, so just pop on your simple loop, come back, simple loop. Now you can see there's a simple loop. I hope you can see that the simple loop has gone through that part of the filigree. Hold the flower in place, find the end of that wrap loop, and then bring it back into position, right? So now we've got a flower attached. Then what I did is I attached a little one in exactly the same way onto another loop there, and then a little one a little bit over to the side on this side in exactly the same way, not on the same levels, but on different levels. And then with the other smaller ones, I brought a couple up to this end. Let me just turn that on its side, so hopefully that will be able to lay there like that. And then bringing one just a bit off centre from it there. I haven't got any in the centre because I don't do sort of symmetric. I've got 3 over the one side and then just 2, although those are all sort of bunched together, and then 2 separate ones about there and about there. So you've got your flowers on now. All it is a matter of attaching the little drops, the little dewdrops or drops of rain or whatever. But I think this reminds me of something like Lily of the Valley, actually. Exactly that winter white and that lovely green. So it's just to attach these little droplets. Now I only did 3 on the one side. I haven't done any on the other side. I just felt that just having the one side, proving the asymmetry, looked so much nicer. So to do that, you just take your, let me put that to one side, just take an ordinary head pin now, okay? You can use the peridot ones by all means, absolutely you can. But I've just taken, because I wanted to be sparing with my beautiful peridot ones, I've just chosen to use an ordinary ball-ended head pin. Right, now what we've got to do now is a wrapped loop. So I'm going to do a very tight wrap loop, putting my pliers right almost to the very end here of the pliers, the head pin's coming through about 2 mils away from the end, and then I'm just going to push away, flick my wrist over very, very tightly, bring back, very tightly push it down, pop them back where they fit, and then just twist once in a complete circle around the top of that head pin. Trim off your excess. And what I've done here is I have made a sort of length of, there's the little drop with the wrap loop, and then I've attached 4 jump rings, and then on another one I have attached 3 jump rings, and then on this one I'm going to pop 2 jump rings on. So taking the jump ring, find the opening, which is a job in itself. There you go. So I've opened the jump ring like you would open the proverbial barn door, and pop into that wrapped loop. Take another jump ring and pop that into the already opened one and close, making sure that they're nicely closed. I'm going to just use my round nose pliers here to get a little bit of purchase and get them completely closed. Then the one that you popped on, which the one that you didn't open, you can now open that one, okay? And then when you finish adding your flowers, etc., so we're going to have 3 here, aren't we? All you have to do is attach, there's your filigree there, that base layer of it there, is attach your jump ring and close. So that's the one. And then the next one is going to be the one with 2 on. Find the opening, and then I'm going to attach that next door, so into that next ring. You can actually put them all on the same one if you want to, but I've attached it to the next one and close up. Now at this point, just have a look and see if your balance is right. So there's my flower, but bearing in mind I'm going to have another 2 flowers there, and I've got my drop here, and then the next one in exactly the same way, attach at the side. Now you can, as I said before, put them all onto one jump ring. I actually think that's a little bit too spaced away, so I'll probably bring that and nestle it in with that very first jump ring on that same little filigree part there, and nestle that on there so that we've got this nice little waterfall dropping. So if I go back to the original, you can see what I mean. Okay, so we've got here, they are side by side, but on that one there, when I was making that one with you in the demo, I actually quite like bringing this one into the centre of these 2 here. But that's just a slight difference on the same design, just a slight difference on presentation. Then all you need to do then is go back to the beginning and the end, obviously, here, which you know you can open. And then whichever way is the best way to open, which at this time it's on the top, is open that. I haven't brought my chain with me. And then just attach a link of chain, close it up, exactly the same on the other side. Attach your clasp in the normal way, whichever clasp that you want. And I think that's quite I'll get my words right in a minute. A wearable, delicate, summery, springy, yes, springy definitely, but springtime necklace. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As I say, have a go. You can make that filigree much bigger, much longer, much smaller. You can put more flowers on, less flowers on. You can put more droplets onto it. You can use that actual frame of that filigree as the base for lots and lots and lots of designs within this specific kit. So hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you very soon. Stay safe. Bye-bye.